Yeah, I do.
I don't know, my editing skills aren't that good. And then, have you seen the Little Richard documentary?
You know,
That's another good one too.
Excuse me. That was my first Bowie album I ever had.
changes one.
Yeah, because Columbia Record Club bought everything greatest hits.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest hits, greatest hits. Because I didn't know what the hell I was buying. So that was safe.
There are some bands that I will really only want a greatest hits.
Uh-huh.
Like I have that really good Steve Hoffman DCC Elton John greatest hits.
Okay,
And
yeah.
it's like that's the only Elton John I need. I don't need the albums. I'm good.
I would agree on that. But he did. I didn't know he redid that one too. So
Yeah, that's hard to get. Like that's like a $200 record.
okay, for Elton John's greatest hits. All right.
Yeah, well, all the Steve Hoffman DCC stuff because they were putting it out when people weren't buying records.
Sure.
So they didn't put out a lot of them.
Yeah. that was my second visit to Tiger Records in Colorado Springs. And Tiger Records is a wonderful store. They continually have some very interesting things, and the prices are great. This visit from that film, I went with Michael from Poetry on Plastic, and that was the first store actually we did on the tour that we did on our record crawl. That was over a month ago, but I had a lot of different things stacked up, store tours. So since then, since Michael's visit, I went back again when Dave, local bandography, was here. I took him to see Colorado Springs, to do some sightseeing, and they go, oh, there's a record store open today, so we went there, and Dave was really impressed and picked up. You saw there was a Rosetta Tharpe on the wall. That's in Dave's house right now, by the way. But Tiger Records, great store. If you're in Colorado Springs, good prices, I think very fair prices. When I was there, when I was with Michael, somehow they convinced me to get this. I don't know, Michael's really persuasive or what. I don't know, but it's the Osmonds Crazy Horse. And I will talk about this on upcoming episodes on a Sunday show. But yeah, I own an Osmonds album. What the hell? Okay. I picked up this in the bin, Mandrell. This is a really nice, this was a first press. Really clean vinyl. Looks super good. Really excited to have that. Yeah, super nice. Even if they do play flute. That was good. Sorry, Michael P. Dawson. You play flute great. Now, when I went back again, and I know I had to pick up something else with Michael. There's no way I walked out with my 2 records. That's seems impossible. But when I went back with Dave, I did pick up this Lightning Hopkins. This is recommended by the owner. He says it's his favorite Lightning Hopkins album. Again, it's super clean, not much of any kind of scratch. Of course, Hopkins, Lightning Strikes Again. This guy put out like 1 billion records under different names and stuff, saying a lot of the same songs, but really good sounding. Here was one that I've been wanting back in my collection and haven't been able to find, and Hound Dog Taylor, Beware of the Dog. Now, the cover, not to whoop here, okay? The cover is pretty beat up, but the vinyl's where it counts, right? No, we all like a nice cover. The vinyl's super clean, really clean. No pops, no clicks, no nothing. No scratches. Super clean vinyl, unlike the album cover. But one of my all-time favorite bluesmen, Hound Dog Taylor. And I was looking at this in the bins, but the copy in there was kind of scratched up and beat up. And I says, nah, I don't need to have Blues Image open. And then when the owners there came up and goes, I have a really good copy of that at my house that I just don't listen to. If you want, I can go get that, and I'll have it here for you whenever you come back, because they know I'm up in the Denver area. And really, you do that? And he did. And so this is his copy. And this copy was very clean. Really clean, because the other one there was really scratched up. So he sold me his copy of the Blues Image, which I was happy to get that back in. So that's the kind of store that Tiger Records is. Very nice people, very enjoyable. They're willing to talk with you, look at the music, whatever. Enjoyable place, well worth going into. Now, I did bring back some old friends into my collection too. The first one, this one came from the Honey Hole. This was an upgrade. The Byrds' Fifth Dimension. And this, it's in the shrink, folks. It's still in the shrink. An original. And it is clean. I mean, this thing is, there's no scratches. It's amazing. The copy I had was pretty beat up. And I got it, inexpensive after the flood. Actually, a friend of mine in Midland, he had all this extra stuff, albums, doubles. He said, you come in, you find what you want, and you pick anything you want. I probably have it. He has one of the greatest record collections in the world, but I bet you I brought home 100, 200 albums. That's the kind of guy this guy is. So thank you, Steve, if you're watching. But this was a great upgrade. And man, does it sound good. Am I a big Birds fan? No, I'm not. Peter, if you're watching there, Peter, I'm showing the birds, okay? Peter, the birds. But I do like this album. My first compilation I ever bought had 8 Miles High on there. I go, wow, that's a really neat song. So this, probably my favorite Birds album, the one I need. Then I recently picked up, this is a reissue, Black Crowes, Shake Your Money Maker. Now, I had an original of this. This is one of the last, vinyl was almost impossible to find, but I was able to get that. I believe 1989, 1990 it came out. And that original, I mean, that goes for a lot of money. I have the vinyl. I can't find it. I know I have it somewhere. It's in a box, so I needed a cover. So there, I have a cover. This is my favorite Black Crowes album. I've listened to the other stuff. The one last year I thought was very, very good. I thought it was kind of a return to form to this. Yeah, I'm not a huge Black Crowes fan. This one, though, I enjoy every time I put it on. And so it's super good. I mean, Jealous Again's on here, which is just incredible. She Talks to Angels, another great song. Yeah, just pure gold on this thing. The very first, the debut from the Black Crowes. So nice to have the cover to go with my original that's somewhere in the closet. And the final friend I brought back, and I've been looking for this for a while, Left Overture. So this is a reissue of it. Dang, I can't find this. It's just crazy. And this isn't like this is a rare album or anything. This is the very first Kansas album I ever bought. It was just another one. My brother coming home from college, hey, there's this really good Kansas. This is a great group. You need to get some Kansas. Bastard wouldn't buy anything. He wouldn't buy any records, but he sure liked it and I did. That way he could listen to them all. And, okay, won't go back in. Lionel Richie says, don't shove it in there. Very clean vinyl, but it is a reissue. Of course, it has on here the incredible Carry On Your Wayward Son. So this was, I like the early Kansas. But do I really need it? No, I don't. I needed this one, though. This is the one I wanted. I already had, someone sent me Point of No Return. So I have that. Those were the 2 Kansas albums I had. Actually, I had some of the earlier stuff too, but this is the one I really primarily listened to. So happy to have that back in my collection again. So yeah, some old friends we brought back. Don't we like when we see old friends again? When you haven't seen those friends for a long time, and suddenly there they are, and then you pop them on your turntable and you go back into the past and you relive that past, and hopefully they're happy memories, because if not, then you just wasted money on a sad memory. But excited to have them back. Tiger Records, Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs has some great record stores there, just incredible, very easy. They're all so close together, so you can really see a lot of record stores without having to drive very far. Super cool. Thanks everyone for watching and hanging out, and looking forward to having you come back on Sunday for another early morning Sunday show, because I got another incredibly weird batch of records. Thank you. Bye.